What's up, Internet? There we are, ready for more. Just going to do a quick sound check. If you bear with me. Getting into a rhythm that I didn't mean to have, wherein I start this later and later than what I want, and it's not. I don't know. I want to get up earlier, start earlier. Um, I don't know why. It doesn't really matter. But it's. I don't know. I was on a schedule before, and now I'm not. It's shifted. It's all because of some nonsense. Well, I've been having tons of dreams, but I can't really remember any of them. And I was thinking about it today, and I used to really, really enjoy my dreams. But lately, I think they've been kind of. Uh, I didn't like my life that much before, and now that I like my life more, I'd rather be awake. So that's pretty cool. I think that's a good thing. Um, Being awake's all right. I still appreciate a nice deep sleep, a good rest, but there's more balance for me now. So all in all, a good thing. All right, so we are detail hunting right now, and let's try something out. Let's just try something here, and it probably won't even stay this way, but it'll be cool if it works. So, I hope you guys all have your pencils, your paper, uh, your whatever it is you use to make art. It's all good. It's all valid. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Um, think you know what I'm talking about. Let's see if this. That looks. Um. Well, let's switch to this and see if it looks better. All right. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. Let's see. Let's see. It's not that bad. Maybe I went a little dark, but it's not that bad. Yeah, it looks a little dark. It's the only thing. Oh, why? Hmm. Wait, what's going on? Oh, where did I put the? Oh, I put it here. Let's try. Let's try again. This is not too bad. Damn, that's not too bad at all. If we, I feel like a very clever monkey right now. That's making me pretty happy. Look at that. What do you think? Is that cool or what? I may have to, might want to redo it because I don't know if that shadow's accurate. Maybe it's a little, maybe it's a little dark. Um, but I don't know. I think that might be good. I I did think that maybe I could do this when I first messed with it, right? Thought maybe this might be a possibility. I didn't think it'd be this easy and work this well. And I don't see anything wrong with it, except it might be a little high. Not really, not according to that light. No, not according to that light. That looks pretty good. I think that's it. I think it's going to stay that way. Well, I'll be. I did try to do something similar for the teeth, casting shadow on his actual snout, but it wasn't legible. It wasn't readable at all. So I went ahead and did away with it. Speaking of which, it looks like there are some details there which need to be. Yeah, this is just on the wrong layer, isn't it? Uh oh. Well, good thing I didn't merge that. All right. Left bracer rope. No. Head. Here we go. Finally, one of those damn tutorials paid off because the guy, is it Mark Burnett? He does pretty good videos. I don't like everything he does, or maybe it just doesn't apply to me, but he showed us like, oh yeah, you just like take the silhouette of your character and you move it over a little bit. Now you got a cast shadow like for the wall. It's like, okay, cool. So I wasn't thinking of that when I did it, but it probably had it implanted in me. So thank you. I hope Barnett. I don't know I'm sorry, bro. I don't mean to get your name wrong. I'm bad with names. I'm trying to credit people who have helped me. Um, and like I said, like a lot of his videos, I'm sure they're good. They're just not good for where I'm at. Like they don't speak to my current level of expertise. I'm sure they're a lot better for. He does like more stuff for like beginner stuff, which makes sense because he's trying to like sell his courses and stuff. Um, right. So it should be above that, but it's not. Is that the problem? Anyway, it has to be the mempo before the underneath the mempo head. It's got to be around here somewhere. Well, good thing I didn't merge this. I mean, I don't know if I would have caught this mistake and then have to redo it. Neck rope merged. Damn it, where is it? Thumb loop. Mm, damn, that was really clever of me, though. I'm super happy about that. Truly like the way it looked. I thought I was gonna do it when I first thought of it many many moons ago. I was like, I'll try it, but it probably won't look good. And I luckily I was very wrong. I think it looks pretty good. Now, if I could just find this little piece of rope, is it on breastplate? I don't know what any of this is. Ah, it has to be around here. Is it you? Aha, it is. So you need to be. Where are you? Okay, that's no good. I need it behind Mempo, but then okay, so that means that the because that's part of the Mempo. Is that what it is? No, it's not. Okay, I need that part behind the neck rope. What part is that? Uh, uh, oh, that's above it, is it? Is that where I messed up? Uh huh. Okay, how about back here? That helps a little. Why didn't that fix it completely? Now what's going on here? Why can I see through that? No, that's visor edge. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this, right? Whoa. Dude, what? Why is there a little green thing there? Maybe I accidentally put that in. I hate this layer stuff. I'm definitely next one I'm gonna try to definitely do it without so many layers. I'm just gonna try to rely more on lasso tool because this layer stuff has gotten way out of hand. What's going on here? Not playing anything? Play me some jams, yo. Wish I could listen to jams with you guys. Play what I'm play for you what I'm listening to. Um, I get the feeling that some of these bands wouldn't mind, but I'm too afraid of copyright strike. I knew it. I knew it. I was gonna try and skip two albums. Why? For no good reason. All right. So if you're not there, oh, why is it even cut like that? Okay. Then you probably are on the neck rope. Neck rope, which is above here somewhere. I think that makes sense. And it is not. That's breaking my brain. Why is that above that and that? What freaking layer are you on? Oh, it's neck. It's somewhere in the neck armor, huh? It needs to be above that, but below this, like it's killing me right now. Which one? Yeah, how is that above that? Okay, what if I merge all the neck armor? Because we are. I still need to put shadows on it. Right. So we don't want to necessarily do that. Okay, we could just leave it. Hopefully I remember. I should remember. We'll see. All right, let's just pick another detail. Dang, is this the Kusasuri's actually kind of close to done, huh? I'm sure it needs to be cleaned up around the edges. Let's see, I've been putting this off for a while. Let's do the chain sleeves. You call it either chain or mail, but not chain mail. This should be this. Yep. I'm not going to do parts of this you can't see, so it's basically really close to done. But I can't actually tell where they're supposed to go because of the sword. Oh, and I need to fix that too. Or do I? Because it won't be visible. So screw it. Let's not fix it. Okay. Oh, sucks. I gotta set this to. What are you doing? Is it not behind these? It's not behind these things. There it goes. I'll just put these in kind of randomly. Uh, looks like you guys need to go even lower. There you go. There you go. There we go. I think that's all she needed. Boom, we're done with that. I can stay on this layer. Screw it. Let's name this. Like so. Yeah, I was thinking about putting a little bit of highlight on those, but I think that would actually take away from it. I think it would bring them too far forward. Um, they look better like that. I think so. Let's hope that this is also behind all of this. Well, wait a minute. This probably just needs to go farther back. Suddenly there's just like a ring on top of that. That shouldn't be there. Why are you on top of anything? You can't put it behind that. Unless I just forgot to do those. Well, we can check. Ooh, I did. I forgot to do those. Okay. Then let's fix that. And that would be the. Okay. Let's go back up here. Again, I caught it all the same. Mm, let's see. Where are you? Mm-hmm. There we go. Right. Oh, it's super hard to see in there. Which I mean, should actually mean that we're safe to black it out. Being a little lazy makes me happy right now. The idea of no longer doing all this ridiculously hard detail worked. I don't even know how to speak anymore. You see how bad it is? Let's put the tiniest amount of light on there. So I didn't notice it was a problem, so it's really not. But just a tiny bit. An illusion of it is almost better than the real thing at this point. There we go. That's all it needed. All right. Well, that was a lot faster than I thought it would be. Cool. Let's put our sword back in. We need to stop thinking and start doing. Let's go back to this Kusasuri. Kusasuri. And we need to blur our shadow edges. Two pixels. 2 pixels ought to do it. Let's blur all of this. Anywhere we see pixels. Oh, we need to blur all of it, huh? Dang. Wow, this is going to be quite the cleanup. All right. At least we don't have to fix it behind the rope. That'll save us a tiny bit of work. There's nothing really in front of this Kusasuri though, so that sucks. That sucks. Oh well, here we go. We've got to get every single one of these places where they meet. Good grief. Dang it, I thought I just had to do the shadow edges. Those were just the obvious ones. I forgot that I had masked everything off. And that creates those stupid digital spiky areas. And I think this, unfortunately, I feel like this makes a huge difference. Like I like digital art. Um, well, pixel art. I don't like digital art that looks cruddy, obviously. But I think like that in between stuff looks terrible. Um, like if you don't conceal that it's digital art and it's not plainly pixel art, I don't like all that in between stuff. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think I feel like the whole point of like besides pixel art, something clearly being digital art to me is not attractive. Right? I think that like digital art or pixel art is real cute. Like I grew up with it. I grew up playing Mario. You know what I mean? Like I'll forever have a bias towards 8-bit stuff, 16-bit stuff, 32-bit stuff. Um, I like that aesthetic, but I don't know if it's like really obvious that it's digital art. I think it just looks ugly, like 3D art. When it's obvious that it's 3D art, ugh, it looks so like devoid of anything cool. I didn't know my standards, what my standards for this piece was going to be going in. Like, I honestly had no idea because never having done it before, I didn't know what I was capable of or what to expect. I didn't have a lot of expectations, but I definitely had some standards, and I think that was one of them. One of them that was implicit for me from the start. Like, it couldn't look crappy, right? It had to look good, and I think implicit in that was that it couldn't look like digital art, um, or at least not like any other digital art that I had seen and disliked in the past. I don't know. What do you guys think? My thoughts are pretty free flowing when I'm doing this. I'm not like I'm not trying to analyze stuff so much as just express myself. Like um, get any ideas out. I'm not saying whatever I say is the gospel or something. Uh, if that makes sense. But I'm trying to make my thought process and my art process one and the same because my mind is stupid and won't shut up. If I can turn that into action, which is what I've been doing quite successfully, if I can turn that into action and continue this, and I can keep putting more art out for you guys, also for myself. Like, I've been very, very productive the last few weeks, the last 50, 60, 70 days. I can't stop drawing. After I get off of this, after I stop streaming, I go draw my stuff for myself. This is this is more so you guys know what's up. Let's see if that looks different than the other ones. Not from close up, not from far away. I mean, from far away it looks identical, but from closer it looks a lot better, a lot better. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's painted as opposed to just being digital art. That's yeah. There's like the best you can do to create the illusion in art is to have your edges blur together because there's no such thing as a edge in nature, a true edge in nature. You can look closer and closer, and to the naked eye, you'll never get to a point where this is clearly this thing and this thing is clearly the other thing. Like, it doesn't exist. So you can do it right now with your hand if you don't believe me. Look closer and closer and closer, as close as you can to your edge of your hand and where it stops and where the wall behind it or whatever's behind it, uh, where they are clearly separated and one stops to exist and the other one doesn't. Like, it's 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 infinite, right? There's an infinite amount of points between there, so that's why you blur stuff in art. Um, you make all your edges blurry to represent that. And from if you don't look too closely, you don't get right up on it. Depending on how much work the artist put into it, if you don't get right up on it, then you it tricks your eye into believing that it's the same. It's weird because I like realism, but I don't like hyper realism. Um, I always think it looks weird. Like to me, it's not the uncanny valley, but it's in some valley. It's in some valley I'm not into. But I don't know. Some people say that oh, realistic art is boring. We might as well have taken a picture. And to me, I don't agree with that at all. I'm like blown away by the mastery. Like you make something like it's like you can make it for all intents and purposes perfect, right? You don't. There's no such thing as perfection in nature, at least not in any human endeavor. But I think doing realism, like really, really intense, perfect realism, is like you can't argue that it's not perfect because you can't tell the difference between realism and a uh, like photograph and not even a photograph because realism actually you can do stuff in a realism that you can't do with photography. Um, like cameras have limitations. They have focal lens lengths a- and brushes don't care about that. They can represent things as is even better. There's a couple other advantages to it too, but I don't like that. Why didn't you just take a picture? Like, no. Point is, you captured a moment. Like, uh, I think it's because people don't value the truth that they don't like realism. I don't like. That's just a hunch. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to it. I can't say for sure. That's just my hunch. That someone myself, someone who values the truth a great deal, being one of my, I guess I'll say, trinity of values of that are at the top of the my value hierarchy. Uh, like to me, just representing the truth as close as you possibly can is super cool. I think it's like just incredibly beautiful. Um, I'm way into it. And I don't know. So because of that, just because of that reason, so like I said, I don't know, but because of that reason, I will posit that people who don't like realism just don't value the truth. And I'm not saying that I don't like other kinds of art either. Like obviously, this is realistic, but it's I wouldn't call it realism. I would say it's quite well in the fantasy art genre, right? Like firmly. 2 feet firmly planted in fantasy. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But whatever. It's nice. This is actually working out pretty well because I did want to take a break from thinking. And last session, uh, which was good, it's great, and I got a bunch of little details done, which like constantly make decisions. What else needs to be done? What part is next? What part should I do next? So, I mean, if I have to do this for several hours, it seems to be going reasonably quick. So maybe not. Look at the time. I've been going 49 minutes. Um, if I have to do this for a while, that's great because then I don't have to think. I'm not. I don't want to think right now. I just want to do. Like I said, I'll think about other stuff. Thinking, thinking and doing. I want to be. I want to make harmonious inside of my brain. I want to make them the same thing. I want to be a creature who acts instead of thinks. And so, in the same way that people speak, so this is why one of the other reasons that I'm speaking it all out loud, because your speech are your thoughts. Um, and assuming that you don't have ADHD, this is an easy test. Like, or well, it doesn't prove that you don't have ADHD. It just makes it less likely. So, if you do have this problem, then you are far more likely to have ADHD, and that's that you have to say whatever comes to your whatever comes to your mind. You say, you just blurt it out, and you don't have a filter, because you actually don't have a disc. You so your thoughts and the words that you say are the same thing, and you actually have to have a filter to stop yourself from saying them. Like, you don't think of words and then put them together in some thought process that lets them come out of your mouth. You say the words in your mind, and they come out of your mouth, and then you're able, sometimes, most of the time, most people are able to stop those words and keep them to themselves as internal monologue. But a lot of people with ADHD don't have an internal monologue. They can't stop the words from coming out. The disconnector is malfunctioning, which is cool. Um, I mean, it like sucks when a kid won't stop talking back to you, right? Um, that's bad, but it's cool because, and it doesn't mean that people who do this are cool, but it means you can find people who do this. Um, if they can't stop themselves from blurting things out, then you get to learn their real nature really quick, because they can't hide it from you. So you get to learn if that person's a cool, genuine person right away. Um, you don't have to sit there and question yourself about it or wonder what they're about, right? So whether they're genuinely cool or whether they're like awful people, you get to learn it right away. You get there's no guesswork. So, um, there's this guy. I'm laughing because I'm remembering a guy, and I never told them this, but I should have. It's like, you want to know how I know you're gay? Like he was. I don't have anything against the gays. Trust me. You can ask all my gay friends, but it's funny because he was in denial. He was so closeted to himself. Uh, I was trying to help him come out that closet, but he was pretending. He was pretending pretty hard. Like he was just living in denial. Um, and now we're not friends. And I know he's a scummy person because he has the exact same condition that I'm describing. And he said some things which were really, really whack. And I know they were his true, genuine thoughts. The same way I knew he was gay. Yeah, and then another one of my friends told me that he had hit on him. Like, oh yeah. But yeah, okay, bro. You're not whatever. It's cool. Just like come out the closet already, bro. Like it's current year, brother. Like no one's judging you. Like just stop it already. Oh man, and he had a romance, like a bromance that was could turn into something more at any time with another one of my friends. Like, oh my goodness. That was really annoying. I never understood Interview with a Vampire. I didn't realize that there was a bunch of sexual tension there until I saw these two guys get along the exact same way, and I was like, "Whoa, hey, now I get this movie." Now I get it. Now I know why Lestat and what's the other guy? Now I know why they acted that way. I didn't even know if the actors knew, but whoever directed that movie definitely knew a thing about gay romance. Like 100%. Was it Anne Rice? Go fig. Oh, damn women got to make everything gay, man. Like Bram Stoker had a mustache. You know, you ever read the book? Why'd they take Homeboy's mustache away? Or Bram Stoker's Dracula, I mean. I think. I don't actually remember. I read the book and I don't remember his appearance. I don't remember them. I think they only mentioned the mustache once or something. That's why I don't remember it. But then I saw Jazza draw like, oh, he's doing characters like canonical appearances from books or something. I don't know what to call it. Like like accurate descriptions. Like what would he have drawn it if he'd never seen the movie? So he had like his team come up with descriptions from the books and not tell him who he was drawing. And then of course like he figured it all out. Um so there's no way that he wasn't skewed after that. But the Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula that he drew had a mustache. And I was like, that's cool. That's cool, but I don't actually remember him having a mustache. And it could have been like just a really minor detail. You know what I mean? Like I said, one of those things that they mentioned once and then didn't talk about it again. So imagine if Count Orlok had a mustache, which, by the way, was actually based off Bram Stoker's Dracula. Um, and I think there was a suit over it, if I'm not misremembering. And I saw that movie too, just to check it out. It was kind of cool. They unfortunately the version that I saw was colorized, which I feel really detracted from it. So if you decide to watch it, my advice would be to try to avoid the colorized version because the color adds almost nothing, but you can tell like so whoever did it overcompensated in certain areas, and it took away from the darkness of the scenery, um, and it made things look uh, uncannily vibrant in certain parts. And I was like, I think that that color was inappropriate, um, and it took away from the darkness and the murkiness of the scene, which created an air of mystery. And the colorization definitely worked against it in certain areas. Well, it's gonna take a while, you know. All right. Anyway, there was nothing gay about Bram Stoker's Dracula. See, um, I remember watching a documentary about uh, where the myth of vampires came from, and like some of it had to do with Vlad the Impaler, as far as the Dracula myth itself coming from that, not vampires, but Dracula. And Dracula, like the word means, like it, I believe was a title. I believe was a title of whatever kind of people Vlad the Impaler was. Like it was like general, like a military rank or something, or a rank in a certain order. I don't remember. Um, so that's where that word came from. Um, but he only has part of the part part. He's only partially responsible for the vampire mythos. The other part I think largely, if I, at least according to the way I remember this documentary, was a variation of the demon lover, here to punish you for your promiscuity. And that's why he bites you and um, drinks your blood, because he's penetrating you and exchanging bodily fluids, right? So that's and your your curse is your STD that you get. So he was there to he's a boogeyman against sexual promiscuity. Um, sort of later, like I think that this is a big part of it, at least as far as modern vampires, which wasn't necessarily the case in the beginning, but they became they became romanticized, which is all cool. And then you have someone like, right, Interview with the Vampire, and it's like no, it's a stand-in for the love between two men, and I'm just like, I still like the movie, but I can't watch it anymore after I had like I said, two of my friends and their very annoying uh same-sex romance that they were both living in denial of. uh it's just like I can't do this anymore. um I can't see this movie the same way. I can't appreciate the same things I did about it because I was just so real in life annoyed. My boss at the time um had to have a talk with me about making fun of this person too much. And I am a bully, but um you, I like I don't do it with evil intent. I just want to make sure you have character, because if I'm interested in being your friend but I'm not sure if you're a person of character, then I will bully you to see if you have character. And if you react in a positive way, then I see that I can't shake you, then that, to me indicates a person of character, that of resilience and emotional fortitude. So then those are things that I value, right? That's things that I'm seeking for in my friends. So unfortunately, this person cannot stand up to that bullying very well. He took it very poorly, and we ended up not being friends in the end. Like, I wonder, and what like I wonder, like, what I mean by bullying, because if you guys have ever seen Tombstone, um, where they make Doc Holliday look like the coolest guy in the entire world, and he made me want to have tuberculosis so bad, like, because he's just the coolest SOB. But the way that he talks to Ringo, and he tells him all that stuff, like you really get under his skin. Like I think, and this is just a theory, obviously, like they were never going to be friends because it was, pseudo history, and Ringo was the bad guy in the movie. But uh, if you'll allow me to speculate, like I think that if those characters existed in real life, and Ringo had taken Doc Holliday's bullying lightheartedly, that they could have been like really good friends. You know, like if he had, because I do enjoy it. Like somebody bullies me a little, and they're not doing it maliciously, right? They're just having some fun. Um, then awesome. Like like I'm always down to give it back and test you too. And I think like Ringo was emotional and weak in that way. And if he had just chilled, and he could have disarmed Doc Holliday by truly enjoying it. Like if he was like, "Oh, I love this. This guy's like riding me really hard, busting my balls." Um, but instead, he showed that he was weak of character, and he showed that he wasn't a person worth hanging out with because you couldn't say anything to this guy. I think I think he signed his own death certificate at the end of the movie that because he was poor of character. I think that's what it boils down to. Let's go a little thinner there. Why are you always auto saving when I'm trying to do stuff? Let's go with this many pixels. Yeah, if I did this all with the airbrush, no, I don't know. I wouldn't have to smooth out these edges. That's what I was thinking. But I probably wouldn't have been able to do it quite as fast. I don't know. So hard to say. There's still clearly some things that I need to learn about digital art. Clearly. What do you guys think? Did Ringo cause his own death by being by having his panties on a bunch? I mean, not like I don't know whether he deserved it or not. Um, did he did he set himself on a destiny to die because of his poor character? That's what I think. Next time on Tombstone Theory. It's nice to have random thoughts about nothing important right now. I said all those decisions yesterday's session were too stressful. What do I do next? What do I do next? What do I do next? And I really felt like a need to finish something, get to the point where something was accomplished. And I did pretty good. I think I did pretty good job with that actually. I'm not disappointed. I knew it was going to be at least several days of detailing. Um, and I think I took a nice bite out of it yesterday. Speaking of vampires, man, I've been hearing some good gems on this playlist, but nothing super great. Some pretty good stuff. So it definitely seems better than 2025, 2024. Considerably better. 2025, I sat through, on this NWOTHM channel, I sat through a bunch of stuff that was like, I could barely tolerate. Um, and there's been a good deal of that here too, but I've had a lot more like, I'm enjoying this quite a bit. I just wish it was a little better and I'd put it on my playlist. So I only put the very best stuff on my playlist. And you can check out that playlist on my YouTube channel. It's just called All Time Favorites. So far, there's only one album that I need to remove. I think I put it on there because I wasn't sure if I loved it or not. Turns out I only love one of the songs, I think. But after I'm done with this playlist, I'm gonna listen to it one more time to make sure. And I am how many albums for this one? 108 out of 246 albums on this playlist. Cool stuff, though. It's nice to hear new music. I'd like, I would like if my channel got big enough that I could actually recommend some music to fellow metalheads. The heavy metal and the role playing game isn't a coincidence, even though I've misspelled it on purpose. It's because I love my metal. Clearly, I hope that's clear. We'll see. But it's one of these things where I'm trying to bring all my interests together. Um, if I could just have twerking baddies inside a kiddie pool full of baby oil while I'm doing all this th- and a bottle of whiskey, then all my interests would be represented at the same time. But, you know, whether I'll be able to build that world or not, we'll see. That looks wrong. Oh, this isn't even taking as long as I thought it would. I thought I would seriously be doing this for several hours. It just looks like an hour or two. I don't know. So if I make the pixelizer any bigger, the the blurificator, if I make it any bigger, it'll ruin the detail. So unfortunately, this is the best way I know how to do it. It lets me blur things a little bit too. Damn, if I knew how to set my favorites, this would be a little faster. I'm just too dumb. I can't figure it out. And every time I try, I get chimpanzee rage and I can't follow through. And if I look it up, I won't remember. So I've given up and looked some things up, but I forget. I forget them. Maybe, maybe I feel like I'm gonna do that because it. I might look it up. Might look it up. I feel like I'm heading in that direction. Maybe I'm ready to give it another go. And if I could set my favorites, it would speed things up. All right. This is getting really annoying trying to switch between these. How do you set your favorite brushes in Krita?
To set your favorite brushes in Krita, use the tagging system. Right-click a brush, choose Assign to a tag, create a tag, and assign other brushes to it. Then, select that tag to see only your favorites.
Okay, well, right click a brush in the brush presets. How do you right click? Assign to tag. Create a new tag. This is why I got confused. You have to create a new tag. How did I do this? What? That time it was there? How come this isn't there? Why is there a. Oh, so you can see the monkey rage coming. My favorites appears on some brushes, but not on all of them. And some of these I didn't set. How do I remove the tag? I never use you. I never use you. I don't even know what the hell you are. I don't use you. I kind of use you. I've never used you. I mean, this I use all the time. Is this my sketch brush? No, is this my sketch brush? Yeah. This one I use often. This I use often. What else? Nothing? What if I go like this now? What the hell are you? I don't want you here. Go away. Remove from this tag. I never used you ever. All right. Hopefully this speeds me up a bit. See, I wasn't lying about my 28 days stout chimpanzee rage. Only digital art does this to me. Uh, man, honestly, Gimp Gimp did this to me, but nowhere near as bad. Krita Krita really gets to me. Uh, yeah, I mean, Gimp only took me. I when I would I probably can't do it now because I'm sure it went away. But I was making stuff that I needed in GIMP after like 30 hours. That's why I thought like, well, this will probably take twice as long as that maybe because it seems to be a lot more stuff to do in it. But there's a lot more stuff in it, and even basic stuff I was having trouble with. Really basic stuff. So I was way, way wrong. Like I said, it didn't start to click. I didn't feel proficient until like 120 hours in, and that was like like I felt like that was one class worth. Like that's where I should have been after taking one class. 120 hours. I didn't feel really proficient until sometime. Yeah, my time might be skewed off because I think when I first calculated that I'd been doing this for 150 hours, I think I may have miscalculated. I'm not sure. I know I've been doing it for at least 230, 235 thereabouts. Just this one bloody painting. So I added it up again the other day. So I was curious. It's curious. It's nice, when the metrics sound good in your head and your mind, then it's nice to keep track of them, right? It's like my weight. I don't weigh myself very often. If you weigh yourself every day, and I'd like to be a little lighter. If you weigh yourself every day and you're like, I've only lost this much, then like you can get discouraged, right? So, but if you check every once in a while and you feel like you've made some progress, like you don't want to find out that the number's gone up, as in the case of your weight. But I mean, at least on that front, that's been improving too. It's gone down, and I've met my weight goals, and now I have new weight goals, and I have an idea of how long it's going to take. If I continue in a similar progression as to where I've been doing. Um, and that's why I checked the time on this because I thought, I'd done something similar before in my mind. GIMP and Photoshop were similar to this, are obviously not. That was my mistake. But nonetheless, that's what happened. I wish these guys had a better singer. This guy just isn't exciting to me. No wonder women loved that movie so much. Uh, this little this pixelization is very pleasant to my eyes. It's captivating me. I hate when they're just like document busy, but why? Why, Krita? Why? I wonder if I need a more powerful rig because sometimes I have problems with my streaming software, and maybe this is too taxing for this setup. Um, I don't know. Could be. These damn updates are just like bog everything down too. But I never know whether or not to update. And I feel like the answer should always be no, but I always end up doing it anyway. But I already did that area. Why didn't that look right? Well, that's most of it done. Or not most of it, almost half of it. All right. All right. Not the worst uh, tedious task. Hmm. Do you guys think the theme of a song can make it better? Like if the song's about something you really care about, does that make it cooler? Make you enjoy it more? I think it does for me. Does a thunderbird rise in flames, or is that a phoenix? So the other thing, on the other hand, bad grammar in music, and I mean like truly bad grammar. You should sometimes, oftentimes even, take poetic license and use some bad grammar in music. But sometimes it's just like so awkward. It's to me, it's incredibly cringy when you use bad grammar. Sometimes, like I said, when it's clever, it's cool. Like obviously, you don't need grammar to do a rap song, right? You can mix up the words, and it's appropriate there. Like you should mix the words up and use them in as clever a way as you can come up with. Like that's cool. But when like a country song does it, it's like so cringy. And sometimes like one of my friends, she cringes when she hears ghost, the way they pronounce Elizabeth, right? But um I agree it is awkward, but I think that's actually pretty fair pronunciation. The name Eliza and Elisa and Elizabeth, and Lisa and Ellie and all those are the same name. So Eliza's a real name, Elizabeth's a real name, and they're both the same name, literally the same name. You know, uh, changed uh, changed regionally or culturally or geographically or whatever the case may be. It's changed slightly for whatever reason. Same reason way that like Xavier and Javier are the same name, um, or that God, there's tons of examples. Say like the one of the super crazy examples. It's like um, Rich, Ricky, Dicky, Dick, Rick, Richard, um, Ricardo, Ricardo, Henry, all the same name, all the same name. So to me, Elizabeth isn't quite as cringy as other people might hear it because I like connecting names that way. So to me, that sounds like fair game. Um, right. But I guess I've developed a taste for it, so fair enough. Like, could just be my my lack of bias is from some fetish that I have about names and words and etymology and stuff. And that might not be actual his, historical pronunciation at any given time. I don't know. I'm just guessing. So maybe it is cringy and I just don't hear it because of the way that I've shaped my head. But I think it's still, the point still stands that bad grammar or getting your mythologies wrong, like this guy just saying that the Thunderbird rises out of flames. I'm not so sure, man. I feel like that's something that the Phoenix does, and I don't think they're the same thing. So yes, I am pedantic in that matter. Like making true connections is very fun to me. Making loose connections is still fun to me, but not quite as much. And making connections where there are none is not fun to me. Um, and again, I think it's because I value the truth. I value the truth quite a bit. It's very important to me. Like I said, it's at the top of my value hierarchy, one of my trinity of highest values. Like, I don't know. Can you guys watch a comedian who's like he's doing everything right? Like his timing is good, his twists are good, his subversion of expectations, his pacing, his demeanor, his presentation, everything's good. But imagine he's telling jokes that just are patently not true. I mean, maybe you could make that like your gimmick. Uh, And like you can tell jokes ironically, but let's say he's trying to tell those jokes unironically, as though he's presenting to you a truth through comedy, but it's patently untrue. Like, I could you enjoy that? I couldn't. There's only one kind of person laughs at that, and they're not right in the head, mostly. That's what I mean. Man, oh, I need this. I really need this drawing to be over. I need this painting to be done, and I'm getting there. I think this Kusasuri is actually what this. I think this is the final pass for this. I think it is. I don't feel like there's anything else I need to do to it. And I think I may have done the final pass on several other parts of the character. I think. But I don't know. I definitely need to stop thinking about it. But my new process has been working quite a bit as far as making me the artist that I want to be. Um, like even though I've had a great deal of disgust at making this project, I've had zero quit in me and almost no procrastination. Normally, if I'm not enjoying something, I'll just put it off and work on something else. But I knew I wanted to take this project seriously when I started it, and I haven't felt any quit in me, which is great. It tells me that there's a good chance that I've reprogrammed myself to be more like who I want to be, the version of me that I want to be. It'd be cool if some of my lurkers drop a comment, though, guys. Please drop a comment, guys. Help me out. Help me with the algorithm. Getting my links. Consider buying a shirt for my launch cart store. Uh, I use Printful, and they are very nice quality shirts. The prints hold up really nicely. The shirt qualities are really nice. The customer service is very nice. Everything's great. I could have gone with a different company, and that might have been cheaper, and I would have made a better margin. But I like quality, and I want to make sure you guys get quality stuff, especially when you're helping me out. Um, and there's some cool designs there. I know I want. It's only stuff that I would wear. That's the test for all the stuff on there. If I wouldn't wear to use it, then it doesn't go in the store. Um, so if you don't, maybe something for you to consider. You need a new T-shirt, and it's not just T-shirts either. Ah, okay. I need to lean back more to keep my back aligned. Man, you know how I miss? And I've been seeing him on Instagram, and you look at Cody Rhodes, and you're like, um, you think about like what a clean cut white guy he is and stuff, and then you obviously remember that his dad is Dustin Rhodes, and I think Dustin Rhodes used to have a gimmick, and then you forget that Dustin Rhodes was also Goldust, and the dust and Goldust comes from Dustin, right? Like, and you forget what a freak Goldust was. And man, I couldn't appreciate it at the time. It wasn't until the end of Goldust's career that I really started to like him because he freaked me out, and I was like, "What the hell is this guy like?" And that was the whole point. And when I understood that he was there to make me uncomfortable, like that was his whole deal. Then I really, really started to appreciate it because I mean the guy's brilliant. He did such a good job. Did such a good job, and now I like who's there's no one like him anymore. Not anymore. There used to be other guys like that. I don't know. If you guys watch wrestling, what was your favorite era? I mean, my favorite wrestler of all time is Kurt Angle, so that era was pretty awesome, man. Like you had Stone Cold Steve Austin, the freaking Undertaker, Kane. I think the Dudley Bros were just ending their run. The Hardy Boys were ending their run. It was the Diva period. It sucks that they don't call themselves divas anymore because I actually think they were better than. Actually, no, they were better than. They had way more charisma. Trish Stratus is is like 10 times Bella, whatever her face is. You know, Stacy Keebler is 10 times whatever Maxine Dupree is. Like, Victoria was amazing. She was the best. What's her face is really good. La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer. She's awesome. But all these girls don't have charisma. They don't. And all the girls used to have charisma. You know, I would say that I like Ivy Nile a lot. She's but she's got that charisma kind of like China used to. So China, there we go. Like there's no one like that. Rhea Ripley's like, you can tell she loves what she does, which is great, but she loves it so much that she's not able to hype herself up and mean it enough. Like she's too grateful, which is great. Like I said, it's a good quality, but she should be that grateful, but she shows it too much. She can't hide it because she doesn't have the acting ability, you know? The boys in this era are really good though. There's a lot of talent. I see some of these guys and the talent is really high right now. It sucks because the talented don't always get pushed. But man, I see these guys wrestle and they're so clean and strong and powerful and like their moves are so technically awesome. They like watch their lines. They've really elevated the art. Like even that big headed Finn Balor guy, man, he's clean. New Day. Like now that they're heels, I really like them. I didn't like them when they were baby faces. I thought they were trash. I couldn't stand their little cabbage patch dance and everything. They sucked as heels, but not or as baby faces. Now that they're heels, they're great. And damn, they're talented. And who's that guy that just joined the Vision? He rebranded himself as a heel. Man, he's awesome. And Logan Paul's great. His moves are spectacular. His physique is awesome. His athleticism, and he's so fun to hate. I haven't hated anyone this much since Triple H. I mean, wow, he really found his calling. I mean, Triple H was. There's a reason he's in charge now, right? So I used to hate him so much. He was always like ruining everything for all the wrestlers that I loved. And like I said, now I appreciate the brilliance of it. Now I know why he was so good at that. Now I get it. He was the game. He was definitely playing the game. So that's my favorite period. Pretend people that I'm talking to. No, you don't have to be pretend. You can talk back. It'd be nice. Go on now. Don't be shy. I think some of you watch me with the volume down too, though. And I know I got viewers because I see the metrics. So I think some of you, and I don't blame you. Who would want to listen to all this all day? You got stuff to do, I'm sure. But so if you are lurking and watching me like that, thank you. Even though you're not going to hear this, thank you, thank you. Um, just having your viewership helps. Like I said, I'm trying to reach more people, guys. So if you can, hit the like and subscribe and all that, all the follow button, and if you're on Twitch, make a clip of something. I don't know. Ask me to do something stupid, and I'll make a clip for you. I don't know. I don't know if you guys even use that feature on Twitch. I don't know. I mean, I'm not attracted to it, so I could see if you're not attracted to it. I've done one because I was like, oh, that was hilarious. Let's do it. Done like two or three that way, but now that I have like more, I'm on more platforms, streaming to different platforms. I'm like, well, it's just gonna take me longer to do stuff, so I'm not as motivated to do stuff like that right now. Hopefully, I can find the time to do it in the future. Right now, I just super focused on my art. Super focused on this project specifically, but I'm working on side stuff as well. Gotta tell you guys, like, please stop doing spoken word in your music. Like, leave that to the techno kids. They just do it so much better. Like, pay pay somebody professional to do it. Like, you guys don't sound good. There's a reason guys like that get paid big bucks. I'm sorry if it costs you money, but go to a pro. Like, I know it's tight, but you recorded this and it's going to be like that forever. I mean, like, look at like Bruce Dickinson. Guy's got a great voice. Does he do talking segments? No, because he's a singer. He's not a talker. He's not a voice actor. He's a singer. One does not make you the other. Like there's a reason Manowar got Orson Welles to do their stuff, and it doesn't sound as good in that stupid recording where they didn't have Orson Welles. Nowhere near as cool. And there's a reason Eric Adams didn't do it himself. It's because they know, like they're good, they're great singers because they can hear themselves. It's like that's what makes you a great artist too, is that you can see what you're doing. You can see what you're doing wrong and you can correct it. You can see what you're doing right and do more of it. It's, I mean, that's also what makes you successful. So there's more than one way to see, but that's why I'm not successful yet. So I've been teaching myself to see differently, and you know, I hope to continue and make improvements in that area. As far as my art, like I think I've shown that I'm quite capable. Now I just got to apply that same training to my sales mentality, or try to reach people. Obviously, I don't know because here I am, um, with just a speckle of viewers. Well, I'm also not in vogue, you know. But I I don't know. I think I'm gonna force it. I'm gonna push it. Just like Accept says, if you hate it, you've got to fight it back. And I don't like the current state of art. Wish I had made this move years ago, though. But I was too busy being drunk, to be honest. Too busy being a drunk, which I love. I absolutely love it, and I miss it, but not as much as I like doing this. That's also the key to quitting, guys. Anything, any substance. You have to replace it with a positive habit, or, well, I mean, you're not going to be able to do that unless you also get your life in order. So that's step one. That's step one, coincidentally, and be like Van Gogh, who died in poverty and was only ever famous until uh, I might say, his sister took some questionable actions and made him very famous. She took his diaries and shared his pain, and then he became famous. So she kind of profited. I don't know. I don't know if it's dark or not. Like, would I don't know if Van Gogh would have been mad about it or not. But um, if we're being real, then possibility exists that she took his pain while he was alive and monetized it after he died. Like, there's no getting around that. Maybe he'd be cool with that. Maybe he'd be happy that his sister um like benefited from something he did, but also the possibility exists that he never meant for his diary to be public knowledge and he didn't want to share his pain and that she did him a great indignity. Um, and I wouldn't put it past anyone. So, you know, if you don't want to get your life together and risk that happening to you and still be an artist, I guess that's okay. If you're fine with that. It sucks because that's the kind of thing you have to do these days to make it as an artist. You have to sell yourself. You can't just, well, I don't know if you have to, but a lot of people on the internet seem to think so. You can't just let your art speak for itself. I mean, I feel like I have been letting my art speak for myself. I think whatever few followers I have actually come here to see like what I'm doing, how my progress is going on my work and what's all up. So I think to some extent, it's not easy to be discovered with how many options everybody has these days. The fact that anybody's found me at all is kind of a little miracle. Um, and the people who, like, out of some of the people who've clicked on my videos and seen what I'm up to, like, some of them actually decided to follow and come in and, give me a comment and ask what I'm doing and have taken an interest in me. And that's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing, even if it's a very small number. So I do feel grateful for you guys. Um, for the rest of you, subscribe. What are you doing already? Hurry up. Hit the follow button. I need more of you. I need more of you. And yes, I'm trying to sell you stuff, but I'm trying to sell you really good stuff. I want to share my art with you, but you guys got to eat. Not exactly rolling cash over here. So I need your help. Do your part. Okay. So let's see. I've been doing this for like an hour 15. Not bad. Not bad. I thought it'd be more like 4 hours, so looks like I might get it done in an hour and a half. Um, I'll definitely, I'll definitely take it. So who's seen Absolute Power? Um, if you've been with me for a while in the last few weeks, You might know that I'm watching every Clint Eastwood movie ever made. Any movie in which he appears or directs. Um, and last night I watched him in Absolute Power. And how many of y'all that were alive at the time, because this was the 90s, maybe saw this movie and forgot that there's a movie where Clint Eastwood basically kills the president? Oh my goodness. What a badass movie. And I'm not suggesting anything political, guys. Um, the whole uh no, this film didn't mean to depict anyone kind of disclaimer kind of thing. I don't care about all that stuff. I'm just saying it's badass. Um, it's like Clint Eastwood can kill anyone he wants. Like in every other movie that comes out, the president has to be protected at all costs. You know what I mean? And it's cool. I actually do appreciate that. Um, um, I'm not against patriotism or believing in your country or thinking that national security is not an important thing. But it's just kind of freaking cool. I actually ran uh, a heavy metal campaign, um, which is my TTRPG that I hope to release soon, which is why I need you guys to subscribe and buy some shirts and help me out so I can get it printed. I ran it, and the campaign is called American Road Rash, and it happens in a dystopian, post-nuclear um, America, where a lot of America is abandoned because the uh, a thing called centralization happens. In order to protect the populace um, from nuclear warfare, um, the everybody's forced to move into a city, and everybody who doesn't move into a city is no longer afforded the protections of the American Constitution and stuff, right? Um, so the campaign happens mostly in the Outlands, um, and it's a little diesel punk and it's a little cyberpunk. Um, and it's called Road Rash because the characters, kind of like Mad Max, spend a lot of time on the road. But they're mostly bikers and not they don't have cars so much. Cars aren't that much of a thing because I don't know. I felt like they'd just be harder to maintain, and I wanted to do a biker campaign because I love biker stuff. So surprise, surprise. But in that campaign, the characters uh, tried to assassinate the president, and they settle for capturing the vice president. And it's the reason that they do it is not an evil one. They're looking for reunification to afford the rights that were supposed to be given to them, under the Constitution, they basically are fighting for citizenship. So it's actually patriotic. And while they don't achieve that, um, they were credited for bringing about events that led to reunification. So and the guy who did it is actually celebrated in history. So they are heroes. They are patriots, even though they're acting against the president. They do it for an audience, not for not for terroristic reasons. Even though they use terrorism as a tool. But I mean, uh, it was a morally ambiguous campaign. So the point is, the world wasn't perfect, and imperfect means would have to be used. I had a lot of fun with that campaign, though. I think the players had a good time too. I'm pretty sure. Well, look, these guys took my advice, and they don't sound terrible. I mean, obviously, I don't actually believe that they took my advice, but I feel like at least they feel the same way. It sounds like they paid a professional voice actor. I might be wrong. The guy might just actually have a good voice. He's not for speaking. That's possible. So I might be wrong, but this is the first guy I hear do a voiceover who didn't suck. Like in a year and a half of NWOTHM. And I could be wrong. It just doesn't sound like the singer, but that's the thing. Singers and their spoken voice are usually two very different things. Oh, shake some blood into my hand over here. Ah, shake, 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 shake. How many of you guys ever played Mischief Makers? I would highly recommend it. It's one of the best games ever. Extremely clever, and don't play it and don't give up on it right away. Give it a real go, and I'm sure you'll love it. As long as you like platformers. Absolutely brilliant game. Mm, might have to skip this. Let's see. It's very distracting and of well, it's very very mid. The song's annoying. There's like a lot of good stuff in it. It's just all put together wrong, like horrible. Just skip the song. I didn't skip the album. It was really disturbing me. But like I said, there was a lot of good stuff in there. Just sounded kind of dumb. Huh. I don't think I've ever heard anyone use besmirched in a song before. Oh boy. Why am I feeling so hungry? Probably because this is a normal time. Yeah, I usually eat around this time, and then I finish my night and go to sleep. Well, we're at least gonna finish this part. I don't know if I'm gonna do any more because I that hit me real hard. I really shouldn't be hungry because I'm not gonna eat a lot. Um, see if I can start waking up earlier. Is that a good thing though? I think things have been working out. Yeah, what are you guys doing? I don't know what to call this. What are you guys trying to do? I think this is some straight out nerd metal. And I don't mean in the normal way, because I love power metal. This is extra nerdy, like Glee Club metal. I can't tell. I might like it. I don't know if I'm into it or not. So confused. Oh, I guess I'm gonna keep listening. A laser sound, man, incredibly distracting. I think the song. I never heard anything like it. I might have to re-listen to this album. Maybe that first song will grow on me. Maybe it was just too much for my feeble mind to comprehend at once. Well, I don't know. We'll see, man. I'm enjoying this song. It's definitely something different. Never heard anything like it. I really don't know what to call it except Glee Club metal. It seems really Broadway musical. And it's funny. Many years ago, when music stores, CD stores used to still be open, FYE and all that music and stuff. I went to go buy my Gamma Ray. I don't remember if it was Gamma Ray or Halloween. It was one of the two, or it might have even been Symphony X or Stratovarius. Could have been either of those. But it had a sticker on it classifying what it was, and it was symphonic Hollywood Broadway power metal or something. Like none of it, like really wasn't true. Um, but I think this might be Broadway metal. I don't much care for Broadway, but I think this kind of works. I'm certainly tripping the hell out. Not like that. I'm not I'm not a fan of cringe. I know a lot of people like to watch really cringy stuff like on purpose. Um I think like The Office is like entirely that, right? Something like that. But some people like to watch even cringier stuff, and I'm not into that. I'm not into that. What I am into is really awkward stuff. Um, stuff of which you don't know whether or not to be a fan of. This is like this band is where awkward goes to rest. I don't know. I mean, that's why I love King Diamond. I know it like makes everyone else go, "What the hell is this?" I'm just like, "Yes, exactly." Exactly. Mm. Did you guys know that necromancy is a Christian thing? I mean, I don't know if it actually is, but as far as I can tell, I was watching some channel on YouTube. You might be begin to see a common theme here. I spent a lot of time on YouTube. Um, I think it's called Esoterica, and the guy's a scholar of some sort. I don't know what his degrees in. He's clearly an educated man, though, and he was talking about how a lot of Christians were known necromancers. Uh, or well, he was talking about specifically a few very famous examples. Like, why wouldn't they be? Okay, can't see anything wrong with that, so we'll just leave it. So, random thought: if you had to be prosecuted for witchcraft, what kind of witch would you be? Or what power would you like to have had? To make it worth it. Which two powers? Which witch themed power, and then any power if you could add any power. One has to be a witch power, something that can be attributed to witches historically. Um, and then the other one can be whatever you want. Look how awesome these topics are. Aren't you guys like sad that you're not participating? I would be. I mean, I'm the only one who doesn't have to be ashamed because I'm here and active and present. The rest of you, ugh. Again, thank you to my lurkers. But comments help. Comments help me get recommended. Which is would just be really cool. This song's nowhere near as cool. It's not as bad as the first one though. Finally, I think that's good enough. Let's put a shadow on this thing. Ah, stuff messes with my back, guys. Give me a minute here. I hadn't. I don't know why I'm feeling discomfort again. I thought I had figured this out, but maybe it's because of my damn bed. My bed sucks. Ah. All right, let's put a shadow on all this. And that looks good from here. Let's zoom in a little. It's fine to me. Look at that. This song's actually kind of cool. In case you couldn't tell by me bobbing my head. Oh man, is that good enough for me to merge everything here? Let's go back to the sword. It looks like it needs a little bit of refining. All right. Let's use the other brush so I can work up to it. Maybe it needs a little bit of reflected light. Whoops. No wonder that wasn't working. Nope. The heck? I know I have that airbrush that's pretty soft, but if I want to get this blend proper, that's what's got to have to be. What do I do? Everything still has this like quality I can't quite describe, where it's like a little bit like Play-Doh. It looks, yeah, it looks a little bit like 3D art, huh? Well, I was just saying earlier how I don't like 3D art. Well, I did too good of a job, like, but not good enough to overcome that uncanny 3D valley. That looks better when I squint. The clarity of the details is really doing a strange thing. All right, I'm actually not far. I think there's one more thing that I have to do. One more like actual thing, and then one shadow. And no, there's still other stuff. There's a few more things, but we're getting there. I don't know if I want to keep going though. Like I said, I'd kind of like to have a snack and call it a day. Work on my other stuff, which is what I'm gonna do because I have another project that I'm close to finishing, and I want to finish it, guys. So, um, and this, even though I'm close to finishing Fang himself, I'm not. I still got a lot of background to do. So, guys, thank you for joining me. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, share, comment, um, consume, do all this, do all the regular internet stuff like oh, okay, I was about to say some dark stuff. I got a dark sense of humor. I got to curtail it for you guys. All right. Um, so I won't say that, but like you dig me. If you want to send me some panties, like I'm okay with it. Um, yeah, right. Don't. I know I don't even have any female viewers, so absolutely don't. um, but cash. Anyway, anyway, let me bring it back because I got a very good friend of mine used to do this. So get it together. He wasn't Italian. Interestingly enough, he was far from it. But all right, guys, do all the internet stuff for me, man. Help me grow a little bit. I appreciate you guys that do stick around and give me some views and do all that other stuff. Tell your friends about me, right? I do give free art advice, and consider checking out my links and buying a shirt or getting on my subscribe star, which I'll have hopefully some more stuff coming up there soon, which you will have access to if you are part of my subscribe star. That's the way that works, right? Okay, yeah, I'm tripping. I must be giddy with hunger or something weird. Okay. That aside, even if you don't do that stuff, guys, you can still be amazing and awesome. You just have to remember to do one thing, and this one's non-negotiable, and that is that you must, no matter what, forever and ever, stay metal.